Good day, everyone. Welcome to another episode of JMC EduTrends, a discussion that informs, inspires, and transcends. To all our first-time viewers, this program streams live on www.facebook.com/Josemaria College and on YouTube at JMC EduTrends. Don't forget to type in your comments and questions, send your emojis, click the subscribe button, and ring the notification bell so you would be notified of future discussions on JMC EduTrends. Without much delay, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the program host of today's discussion.
Good evening. So, welcome to our EduTrends tonight. I am Maria Bayalao, the Dean of College of Health Science. We are experiencing a very minor technical problem with our host. But to begin with, I would like to thank everyone who are with us tonight. New year sets new lineup of dreams, new lineup of goals for us, and that doesn't excuse the College of Health Science, especially under the medical technology program, to let us share more of what we can share through the EduTrends. Tonight, we are very proud and overwhelmed to be sharing with you the opportunities of a medical technologist, and we are not really that far from the reality that even in the medical technology profession, sales and marketing is also a possible career. And with our tonight's speaker, we are very proud to share that through his experience and through his credentials, he will be able to share the chronicles of sales and marketing of a medical technologist. And I would like, no, at this moment, I would like to thank Mr. Wilfredo Gimbas Jr. for allowing us to share his experience and expertise through the EduTrends of Jose Maria College. So I hope we will be able to learn more of the career paths, and sales and marketing is just one. So thank you for being with us tonight, and hope you will gain a lot of knowledge through this EduTrends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mambea, for that wonderful welcoming remarks. So, without further ado, to hear more about the marketing and sales opportunities for a medical technologist, let us welcome our speaker for tonight's engagement. His name is Wilfredo Gimbas, a graduate of the University of the Immaculate Conception, 2015, and now he will be discussing the marketing and sales strategy of a medical technologist. It's your time to shine.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, good evening. Are my audios clear? Could you see my presentation? All right. So, good evening, everyone. Once again, good evening. Thank you for JMC College of Medical Technology for having me here in EduTrends. And I am so happy that I am going to share to you our experience as a medical technologist in the marketing and sales industry. So here is the Chronicles of Marketing and Sales Career of a Medical Technologist. As we all know, medical profession, the medical technology is a very noble profession. And most of the people know that medical technologists work in the laboratory and they do the testing for the blood analytes. They do the assessment if these samples are pathologic or not. But actually, there is another path that a medical technologist could go through and be productive, which is the sales and marketing, the world of business. So before we go with that, let's define first what's sales and marketing. So when you say sales and marketing, this is a business function in an organization to generate leads and revenue. So when you say sales, basically, as we all know, these are activities that leads to selling of goods and services. And to be particular, in our industry, of course, these are our diagnostic machines. So we have our hematology analyzers, we have our chemistry analyzers, urinalysis analyzers, and others. When you say marketing, this is another aspect or the process of getting people interested to the products being sold. As we all know that medical technologists are too busy in the laboratory analyzing samples and helping clinicians diagnose diseases. So not all of the medical technologies have the luxury of information to know what are the best products available as of now. And because of that, here comes these companies to introduce new technologies to our medical technologists. And working in a sales and marketing companies, here are the companies that you might consider. Number one are dealers. When you say dealers, these are local businesses in a regional scope or territory. So, for example, some of these are the biosite medical instruments and health set medical solutions. So we also have Zion, diagnostic solutions, and in vitro clinical systems. So these are some of the companies that you might encounter in the business. We also have distributors. So when you say distributors, these are companies which operate in a national scale. So this is our company. So we have Lifeline Solutions and of course Sapphire Distributors Incorporated. So our main office is located in Quezon City, and we have different depots and branches throughout the Philippines to answer the needs of our clients effectively. So we have our office in North Luzon, South Luzon, Visayas, which is based in Cebu, and of course in Mindanao, mainly in Davao. And we also have these principals. The principals are the multinational companies. So basically, we all know these are the brands that we might encounter in the laboratory. So we have the Sysmex Corporation. So Sysmex Corporation is the brand known as the global market leader for hematology, coagulation, and urinalysis. For high quality blood banking solutions, we also have Terumo, the high quality syringes that all of the medical technologists are looking for our Terumo brand. So meron tayong Terumo Philippines. We also have high quality chemistry analyzers offered by Roche Philippines. So basically, the principals, ito po sila yung mga producers ng products. So basically, they are coming from Japan, from America, or from Europe. And these companies are being tapped by the distributor. So if the brand is not yet familiar or not yet introduced to the country, ang nagpapasok po nun is the distributor. So the distributor will make an agreement with the principal and then dadalhin nila yung product dito sa Philippines. And once the product is already known to the public, to the medical industry, now the dealers will come. So the dealers will help the product to be distributed even to the most remote areas in the Philippines. So yun po yung parang flow or the structure of the companies that you could choose. But it doesn't mean that if sa dealer ka nag-work, the opportunities is limited. It doesn't mean also that you work in a principal, you have all the luxury that a company could offer. So hindi po siya ganun. But because different companies offers different benefits and different environments. So it will depend on you kung ano yung pwede mong or what is your preference. So it depends on kung gusto mo ba local ka lang mag-work, then you have the dealers and distributors. And if you want to be in a multinational company, then principals are your best options. If you want to go to sales and marketing, these are the qualities that a person or one should possess. So number one, we are very particular to the personality and behavior. So ideally, kailangan ng pleasing personality, pleasing attitude. The person should have a warm and welcoming attitude. Positive attitude is very important also, and empathy. The hiring officer, for example, as me as a supervisor, if we are open for another specialist, the hiring officer, your HR manager, will open the slot. But the HR already assume that this applicant is already equipped with the basics of a medical technology profession. And so, hindi na sila magde-deal doon. As long as you have competent records, then you're okay with the HR. But in terms of the final decision, pupunta po iyon sa department. So for example, for the applications department or the sales department, sila po yung magpa-final assess. And in our company, most of the company, ito po yung number one na tinitingnan. It should have a pleasing personality. One of the tools that you have to be prepared of is your emotional competence. Kasi pagdating po sa sales and marketing, we are dealing with different kinds of people, different expressions, different ways of how they express their dismay kung meron mang problem. So you have to be prepared. You have to be aware na okay, this is the problem, then you have to solve it. And if meron mga iba't ibang ways of expressing those um, emotions, then you have to be prepared to accept it. Make sure you have your constructive responses to it. Another tool na kailangan for a sales and marketing applicant or aspirant is a good communication skills. The good thing is in the company, it will help you. The company will help you to hone your communication skills. So this includes the verbal and the non-verbal communications. But if you possess that prior to entering the company, then that will be a very good characteristic that you might possess. Another quality that you need to hone is professionalism. So we need to abide to strict work ethics, work attitude, because we all know we are different laboratories have their own um, an issue. But sometimes, lalo na pag the medtech, the section head or the chief medical technologist is already comfortable to you. Sometimes they might tell you something that is personal to their institution. So, dun papasok yung ethics natin. No, we have to be um, mm, conservative to those information. Another quality that you should possess is technicality and dependability because accuracy really matters. So kailangan mo ng product knowledge. So the product knowledge will be taught to you the moment you enter the company. So there will be series of trainings. It could be local or abroad. So it depends on the situation. And as you all know, at our current situation in the country, the world, we are on the pandemic. So most of our trainings as of now are like this, so virtual. So before, if I could remember when I entered Zafar Distributors Incorporated, we are hired, and then after a week, we were sent to Manila. So we undergone 1 month and 2 week training, and that is an intensive training. So in the 1 month and 2 week period, we were taught all the products that company is offering. And to tell you, that is a lot of products. So you need to cope up. Okay. Another thing that you need to hone is your problem solving skills. So you'll know that there will be a lot of problems or that will arise at the course of our profession. And the good thing with that is since you already have the product knowledge, here comes your ability to solve things out from the things that you've learned. So doon papasok yung initiative and your technicality. If the product knowledge and the problem solving skills are already in you, so makikita ng company that you will be reliable. So the company could give you now bigger tasks, bigger responsibilities because they know that they could rely on you. Another thing that is very important is resiliency. So resiliency to adjust for from difficulties. So we all know that the sales and marketing profession is very different from what we know as the profession of a medical technologist. So in a medical technology profession, you will go to the laboratory, you perform these tests, and then pagkatapos ng shift mo, you could go back to your home. But for the sales and marketing, even after the regular shift or the regular duty time, sometimes you could bring those problems at home. So you need to be resilient and be flexible in all aspects. So now for a medical technologist to go into a business world, ano ba yung mga options sa kanya? What are the possibilities? What are the positions that she or he might be qualified for? So here are the positions that you might or we might encounter. The technical sales representative. So they call it professional sales representative or as simple as sales rep, sales representative. Okay? But in our company, we call it technical sales representatives. We also have the product specialists or application specialists, or in some institutions they call it clinical specialist, or as simple as specialist. We also have a sales and application specialist, meaning it's a combination of a sales and application function. We also have the sales manager or applications or supervisor or applications manager. Then going up to the business manager or the country manager, and to the most important position is the president and CEO. So these are the positions that is very um, that a sales and marketing company such as Jaffer Distributors Incorporated could offer to a medical technologist. So isa-isahin natin po sila. Okay, so let's start to the technical sales representative. So yung tinatawag na TSR or the sales rep. Okay, so the TSR is mainly responsible for the generation of sales. So from probing to working out to its sales generation. So here in this diagram, you will see the stage one, which is the lead generation or the lead qualification. Ibig sabihin, the technical sales representative will go to the hospital to identify the client or the institution if they need this kind of solution. For example, the hospital is using a manual method for CBC. So the technical sales representative identify the problem. So he offers automation. So the options might be a three-part hematology analyzer, it could be a five-part hematology analyzer, or a six-part hematology analyzer. Now, the sales representative will talk to the management for a lead conversion. So is it possible for the hospital to convert from a manual method to an automation? So the technical sales representative will help the institution to assess if they are capable already financially and based on the volume of the tests that is performed by the laboratory. The moment that the laboratory could assess na pwede na pala tayong mag-automate kasi the volume is rising and our medical technologies are burning out. So the sales management will now close the deal. So now that the TSR will submit the quotation and the contract. So meron na ng mga contract signing. And after that, we will have the sales. Kasi the sales, yun na yung mga continuous ordering over agents. And after that, meron tayong post-sales. The post-sales, after the sale is being done, the contract is being signed, mga nasa 3 to 5 years po iyan. Depende po sa kontrata. So after the sales is being executed, the company will make sure na the distributor, such as the Sapphire Distribution Incorporated, will make sure that all of the concerns of the laboratory will be met. So, yun. So, we have sales development and maintenance. So, hindi lang basta may benta, but they have to develop the business and they maintain it. Kasi, kung hindi nila ma-maintain, so meaning, ibig sabihin, nag-discontinue ang hospital sa pag-order sa institution, sa distributor or sa dealer. And the technical sales representative is also responsible to analyze the market trends. So ano na ba ang mga saan na ba papunta ang market ngayon? So as we all know that our laboratory setup is towards going to automation. So for example, our chemistry, our hematology, for years automated na sila. But there are certain sections in the laboratory that is slowly converting from manual method to automation. So for example, for the fecalysis, so for decades, for centuries, we are using the manual method of stool exam. But actually in the Philippines, nagland na po ang full automation for fecalysis. So ang gagawin na lang doon is if we feed yung sample and then the machine will do the physical exam and the microscopic exam. So we are so excited na sana in the near future, dumating na din siya dito sa Mindanao. Another responsibility of a technical sales representative is to implement marketing strategies. So ito bang machine na to, ito bang model na to, is it effective kung ilagay natin sa hospital na ito based on the volume, based on the needs. So they need to make their own marketing strategies. So that is on the sales aspect. So meron din po tayong tinatawag na product specialist or the application specialist or clinical specialist. So these specialists are mainly, ito na po yung mga medical technologies. By the way, the technical sales representative could be a nurse or a medical technologist. So pwede po either of the two. Actually, in our company, meron din po kaming non-medical. But because of their performance, because of their effort, they really made time to learn the product and they were very effective in promoting it. So they maintain their position as a technical sales representative. Kahit di naman sila talaga medical at all. Okay. Pero as a product specialist, kailangan talaga you're a licensed medical technologist. So dito po, pinaka-need yung medtech. So the medtech, as a product specialist, performs product presentations and demonstrations. So sila po yung nagpo-promote at nagpapakita na itong mga, these are the benefits of using these analyzers. And aside from that, they perform lectures and seminars. So as you can see in this picture, yeah, actually, this is a Pamit Davao chapter activity. As you can see, si Din Bea is here, and Miss Kate is here also. And then these three ladies, beautiful ladies, Miss Sheila and Miss Larry are from SPMC. They are our speakers for flow cytometry. And yung naka-red, this lady is Miss Aya. She's from Manila. She's actually our specialist for flow cytometry. She's our key specialist, and she talk about fish or fluorescence in situ hybridization technique. So on the right, this is a picture kung saan meron kaming small workshop for the fish and for the flow cytometry. So these are an example na the medical technologies as an application specialist do its job. Meron ding convention booth manning. So as we all know, sa MedTech, meron po tayong PAMIT conventions. So here are some of our experiences before. So this photo came from, this is a regional convention in Tagum. So PAMIT convention. And then in the middle, this is a mid-year convention in Soc Sargent last 2018. Yeah. So these are the team. So we have our demonstration machines. Meron tayong demo machines, demo units, demo stocks. So pwede siyang handy, tignan ng client. And then the specialist will perform the demonstration. So pwede niya ipakita how does the machine works, how to operate the machine, how to troubleshoot, and everything kung ano yung request ng ating client. So para siyang basically parang yung nakikita natin sa mga mall na there is a booth and then there is this product that you could try this product. And then at the right side, this picture, this is one of a very memorable experience in my profession. This is our 30th year. We celebrated our 3 decades ng Sapphire. We invited our top clients and then pinapunta namin sila in Manila, and then this is actually in Sofitel, Pasay. So we are preparing some tokens, and then we requested Francisco to have a live live seminar. So yeah, napaka sayang activity. So hopefully we could do that after the pandemic. Aside from performing product presentations and demonstrations, a medical specialist or the application specialist should review technical specifications during biddings. So ito nangyayari pag public hospital ang nagre-require ng analyzer. So for example, si public hospital A, kailangan daw niya ng hematology analyzer. So si specialist should check specifications kung pasok ba ang product na pwede natin i-offer. So for example, sabi dito, they are looking for a 5-part hematology analyzer. So pag public bidding, kailangan pantay mo or you could offer more than that. So as we could see, kung ako yung specialist dito, of course, hindi natin papantayan, but we will go more than from of 5 parts. So I will offer the 6-part differential hematology analyzer. So ganoon siya. So lahat 'yan titignan ng specialist kung lahat ng specifications pasok sa specifications na i-offer ng kumpanya. So for example, merong mga specifications na hindi naman reasonable, then the company could ask for a re-evaluation of the technical specifications. So yun dun papasok yung technicalities ng isang specialist. Training and development of user competency. So, diyan papasok yung continuing professional education. But before you could go to a training ng client, of course, kailangan trained ka ng principal. So, this is our training in Sysmex Philippines headquarters in BGC. So, ito, if I could remember, this is a training for coagulation and urinalysis. So, ayan, tinrain kami ng Sysmex. And then, meron ding chance na such as this, we are invited by a school of medical technology to to talk about the medical technology profession in sales and marketing or in automation. So pwede rin ganon. And this one is a lab network activity in which the medical technologies of Southern Mindanao are invited to have a talk about new trends in the medical world. So for dito, we introduce them the fully automated stool analyzer. So this one is in Gensan. A medical specialist will also install and perform method validation. They install the unit. So for example, if you could remember the specifications kanina, kung pasok po yung specifications, and then kayo po yung nanalo sa bidding, then you will install now the hematology analyzer. And prior to using the hematology analyzer for diagnostic use, kailangan mag-perform ng method validations. So ano po yung method validations? Method of validations is a group of study that will ensure that this analyzer is performing accurately and it is acceptable for diagnostic use. So it depends on the nature of the analyzer, if that is a quantitative or qualitative, but most of the method validations are into quantitative analyzers. So for example, this one is XN1000. This is a fully automated hematology analyzer, 6-part differential. So we start with accuracy. We all know that the accuracy is the degree to which the results of measurement, calculation, or specification confirms to the correct value or standard. So in this case, we are going to perform multiple runs of our sample or a known concentration sample, and then we will check for its mean value. So, for example, this one, it was run 20 times. So, kukunin ang mean value, and then we will check on the target, and then we will see the bias, kung gaano ba siya ka-close sa true value. And if that is acceptable, then the machine is accurate. Another method for validation is precision or the repeatability. The precision is the closeness of two or more measurement to each other, and it is suggested that it should be run at least 20 times. So again, it could be a known concentration sample or a unknown sample. Ira-run siya 20 times. Then we will get the mean. We calculate the standard deviation. And for precision, titingin tayo sa coefficient of variation. The coefficient of variation should meet the required or the acceptable CV declared by the manufacturer. So for example, your RBC should be less than 5% in CV. So in this sample, it was run 20 times. The CV is only 0.7%. So that is too far from 5. So it only implies that the machine is very precise. Another measure for validation is the correlation. So kung meron po yung dalawang analyzer, the new one and the old analyzer, prior to using the new analyzer as a analyzer for diagnostic use, kailangan tignan kung correlating ba siya sa former analyzer na ginagamit ng account or ng hospital. So basically, i-run, ipa-parallel running ang sample sa dalawang analyzer, and then we will plot it. So we will check for the R value. The correlation is a measure that expresses the extent to which two variables are linearly related. So these variables na nire-refer dito are the two analyzers being compared of. So titingnan natin ang R value, and we could say that the analyzers are correlating if the R value is near 1. So as you can see for WBC, this is 0.99, RBC 0.99, hemoglobin 0.99. So meaning they perform the same results. For example, kung ang former analyzer, ang platelet niya is 150, the new analyzer, ang pwede niya maibigay is 149,151. That is acceptable. So as you could remember, the R value should be close to 1, pero wala din namang correlation value, R value na 1. Kasi ibig sabihin nun, all of the values are of the same result. So that is impossible. That is bias. So wala din ganun. So dapat it should be mga 0.99, 0.998, 0.997. Another measure for method validation is the measure of carryover. So the carryover is the checking of contamination of a specimen by the previous one from high concentration sample to low concentration. So ibig sabihin, the carryover check will ensure na halimbawa, you have a very pathologic sample. Ang taas ng kanyang level of WBC. Kailangan, pag ang sumunod na sample na neuron, normal, the machine could say that the second sample is a real normal sample. So walang carry over na napupunta sa next sample. So in this case, we will run a very high sample. We will run it 3 times and then gagamit tayo ng cell-free plasma to make sure na dapat wala talagang na-carry over. So for example, for the platelet, from 500 plus na platelet, niran yun 3 times. Tapos, ang niran right after the very high sample is a cell-free plasma. So as you can see, 0, 0, 0 yung kanyang result. So kahit single cell ng platelet, wala pong na-carry over. So the carryover should be less than 1%, or in this case, which is 0. So it only implies na the analyzer could not is giving the true value regardless kung meron mang very high and then sinundan ng very low sample. So these are just the basic method validation na pinoperform ng specialist. But as I said, it will depend on the analyzer. So for example, for chemistry analyzer, meron pa siya mga limit of blank, limit of detection. So it depends. For coagulation, usually wala nang mga carryover kasi we are measuring the performance of the coagulation factors. So ang usually ang ginagawa for coag is only accuracy and precision. Another responsibility of a application specialist is to make sure na meron tayong after sales technical support. So ayan, na method validate na yung machine, ginagamit na siya ng account, doon na papasok yung ating technical support. So of course, after a couple of weeks, a couple of months, merong mga samples na very rare and then nakukot ang attention ng medical technologist, or halimbawa meron tayong problem with the controls. So ito, so our Levy Jennings chart or the LJ chart, magiging parang bread ng medtech, ng specialist yun kasi very common na ma-encounter, and different kinds of calibrations. So ito very common sa specialist na kailangan marunong siya mag-interpret ng calibration. And radar charts, kasi the radar charts will point out specific problem ng machine. Aside from that, the clinical specialist, the application specialist should be familiar to the technology of the analyzer. Kasi kung hindi niya alam ang technology ng analyzer, paano niya ito troubleshoot ang ating machine? So aside from the machine, the sets of reagents being used. So that is the responsibility of the application specialist. In terms of technicalities, the application specialist should be equipped. Another responsibility of a application specialist is to align sales and marketing strategies. So for example, the account is using a three-part differential analyzer and then meron ng directive ang Department of Health na pag ganitong level na ang iyong laboratory, you have to have a 5-part or more na analyzer. So that's the time that our marketing strategy to that is to upgrade the 3-part differential to a 5-part or 6-part differential hematology analyzer. And on this picture, this is an apheresis machine. So if the blood bank station, wala pa silang apheresis procedure, after deliberation na, meron pala tayong need for a platelet apheresis. So we offer them our Terumo Trima Axle for the platelet apheresis. So that's the role of a clinical specialist. Another job na pwedeng pasukan ng medtech sa sales and marketing is the combination of two. So siya yung sales agent, siya din yung application specialist. So the combination of two roles. So in our company, existing po ito. And this is only applicable to products that is very rare. For example, the flow cytometer. So we all know that flow cytometers are very expensive analyzers ranging from 17 to 20 million. So, ganun siya kamahal. So, not all laboratories could afford the system. So, the flow cytometer will phenotype different kinds of leukemia. So, in that case, intensive din yung training na kailangan i-undergo ng specialist. So, siya yung sales, siya din yung specialist. So, to have a focus to the product. Another role is the sales manager or the application supervisor or manager. So if you're the sales manager, ikaw yung manager ng mga sales representatives. Or if you're the application supervisor or manager, you're the supervisor or the manager of the specialists. Okay. So in our company, I am the application supervisor for Mindanao. So I handle four specialists to carry all of the diagnostics and the medical solutions of the company. So in this case, I should carry the product and application skills, or if you're the sales manager, obviously the TSR skills. And for the TSR or the sales manager will do higher level of sales analysis or technical analysis. So meron tayong mga tinatawag na mga quota. So yung quota, yun yung very common terminology na nai-encounter sa sales and marketing. So i-compare siya sa previous year if meron bang growth o wala. Of course, they do product promotion. And the sales manager or the application supervisor serves as the team leader. So kung ano yung directive ng national managers, ng national marketing strategies, i-apply yun ng ating regional sales managers and application supervisors. Going up to the hierarchy ng mga positions sa isang sales and marketing firm, is the business manager or the country manager. So, pag sinabi mong business manager and country manager, siya na yung overall in charge to the direction of the company. Hindi lang sales, but also for the administration, logistics, and the human resource decisions. So, the business manager will be accountable to that. So, siya na yung final say. Okay? Siya din yung the business planning with the principals. So they will do meetings, series of meetings. And pag sinabi natin principals, ito po yung mga brands. So for example, the Sysmex, the Pecton Dickinson. Usually dito, mga foreigners yung katransact ng mga business manager. And usually, pag business manager ka na, you're a member of the board of directors. And in our company, Zafar Distributors Incorporated, I am very proud to say that our regional business manager, Mr. Marlon Sena, is a very own registered medical technologist. So nakaka-proud na he started from a sales agent, and then napunta siya sa international company, which is the Becton Dickinson. The area of Sir Marlon before was Asia Pacific, and then couple of years of working in Becton Dickinson, Zafar Distributors Management saw his potential and become the business manager for Mindanao. So this is our very own Sir Marlon Sena. And of course, the most important, the highest position in a company na pwedeng puntahan ng isang medical technologist sa sales and marketing is obviously the president or CEO. You could own the company, or you could become the president of the company if you want, if you will work for it. So the director of the entire operation and resource manager, and he or she will serve as the public figure of the company. So this one, our very own president and CEO, Miss Maylin De Rosario, she's a very family-oriented business owner. So why I am telling this is that unlike with other business owners na napaka-revenue lang yung nasa isip, or generations of sales, but actually boss mailing is very family oriented. Of course, meron tayong mga sales direction, Pero she makes sure that everything is done in accordance to a good virtue. May mga pina-follow siyang mga virtue na very unique to a president and CEO. And by the way, to tell you pala, if you could remember, our very own PAMIT president, former PAMIT president, Mr. Um, um, sorry, I forgot his name. Sir Joseph. Okay, balikan na lang natin mamaya. Sorry, I forgot his name. But the former PAMIT president next to before Sir Puno is actually a medical technologist and the president also of Sysmex Corporation. So obviously siya yung pinaka-president na din ng multinational company, and it came to a point na siya na din yung president ng PAMIT. So yung gano'n, nakaka-proud na ano sila, this president ng PAMIT came from a distributor. Ay sorry, came from a principal. So ayun, meron na tayong idea what are uh, the possibilities na puring puntahan ng isang medical technologist in sales and marketing. So punta na tayo sa challenges. Kasi we all know, meron tayong mga challenges not just in this industry but also in other profession. In medical technology world, meron din dun. Sa laboratory, may mga challenges. So dito may mga challenges din. Okay. Thank you for the information, Din Bea. So I'm sorry to Sir Joseph Ignacio. He's very friendly. Actually, na-meet ko siya before when I was still starting in this industry. Si Sir Joseph Ignacio, napaka-bait, no? Si Sir Joseph Ignacio, and then si Sir Puno, and then um, ayun. So si Sir Joseph is he's the president now of Sysmex Corporation. So ayun, nakaka-proud. So going back, what are the challenges in sales and marketing? So actually, the very challenge in this industry is the time. Kasi you don't hold your time sa umpisa. So ito naman sa umpisa lang. So when you enter sales and marketing, you really have to manage your time. So time management is very important. And you need to do proper prioritization. Kasi meron tayong account na nandito sa Jensen and merong problem na nag-arise in Cagayan de Oro. So you need to prioritize ano ba yung uunahin mo based on the severity of the problem. So dun papasok yung time management and prioritization skills. Ako before, if I could remember before when I was starting, yung first year ko or first 2 years in this company, sometimes 3 weeks akong wala sa bahay kasi I was rotating all throughout the branches. Napupunta ako sa Cagayan de Oro, napupunta sa Cebu. So, kasi at that time also, you need to show the company that you are willing to do an extra effort so that they will know na you are worthy of that position. So, ayun, with proper time management, and then nakita nila na eventually na-manage mo yung accounts din. So, naging lesser na din yung calls. So, eventually, performance plus your proper time management will lead to a point na you own na your time. From the point na you don't own your time to you own your time. Number two problem in sales and marketing is the workload. Kasi the medical technologies, tinuturuan tayo ng ating mga CI, ng mga professors, ng ating dean, to the fundamentals of medical technology. Pero pagdating sa sales and marketing, this is different. So some points we are unfamiliar to it. So to the point now we are doing multiple tasks, and sometimes we are doing tasks beyond our job. So for example, ako as a application specialist before, sometimes nag-i-engineering pa kami kasi kasi ikaw yung nandun sa site. Kailangan na yung immediate solution. So you don't have to wait for the engineer pa. So since nandun ka na, then magpo-phone call na lang kayo ng engineer. So, well, the workload naman, parang i-partner mo siya with time management and prioritization. Sometimes you could give solutions to that. And eventually, when you learn the product, sometimes di mo na kailangan ng engineer or di mo na kailangan ng sales. Kasi you could sometimes do their job. But of course, that is very subjective. So mga minors lang. Pero meron din obviously problems na kailangan talagang puntahan ng ating mga sales and ng mga engineers. Ito, kahit saan ka pumunta, there is always mental and physical stress. So, very common. Kahit sino yung pagtanungan nyo, be it a sales agent, siya yung sa application or combination, there's always mental and physical stress. Bakit? Kasi meron kang targets. The company will set targets to you. For example, as a technical sales representative, in a month, you should have a total sales generation of 5 million. So that is common. So yung 5 million yon na yan, ang laki nun. So 5 million, saan mo yan hahanapin? If your product is ranging from 5,000 to 15,000, so ilang products yung kailangan mong ibenta to meet 5 million? So ako before when I was working as a sales pa, prior to my to Zafire, I worked as a sales in another company. So minsan sa pagtulog madadala mo talaga na parang nagko-cover ka pa, parang naghahanap ka pa ng benta. So mental and physical stress talaga is very common in sales and marketing. We know, pagdating din naman sa laboratory, meron yun, no? Pero ang the good thing kasi sa laboratory is after you go home, parang it's a time for you to relax. But with sales and marketing, pag uwi mo ng bahay, may reports ka pang gagawin, meron ka pang iisipin ng mga quota. So, always yun. Araw-araw mo siyang iisipin. And of course, organizational responsibility. So meeting the demands of the business. So parang connected siya sa mental stress na ito iniisip mo yung quota kasi quota is very essential. Kasi kung wala ka namang quota, the company could not assess if you're growing or not. So that is very natural to a company na bibigyan ka talaga ng quota. Even for an application specialist, though wala tayong monetary targets, kasi the application specialist ensures na meron tayong magandang performance ng machine. So kahit wala po siyang sales function, meron din naman tayong calls na tinatawag. Yung calls for the application specialists, ibig sabihin, how good are you in troubleshooting or how good are you in managing all the calls? So pag sinabi mong calls, pwedeng literal na tawag, pwedeng pwedeng yung pag-dispatch, ibig sabihin, kailangan mong pumunta sa account na to fix their analyzer. So call din yun. So halimbawa in a day you have 5 calls. And then your supervisor or your manager will assess sa 5 call na tin-troubleshoot ng specialist. Sa 5 yon, how good ba yung end result? Sa 5 ba, 3 lang ang na-solve, may 2 backlog, or sa 5 lahat yung na-solve? So parang sales quota na din yun. So iisipin din yun ng application specialist pag uwi niya ng bahay. So these are the challenges na fini-face. Number 1, the time, the workload, the mental and physical stress, and thinking of the organizational responsibility. How to overcome these challenges? Of course, meron tayong solution to that. Okay. Number 1 is a positive outlook. So kung puro negative yung iniisip natin, ay di ko kaya yung 5 million, or naku, ang hirap i-troubleshoot ng control, yung calibrators ko always failed, no? So there are ways. You could ask your superiors, you could ask your supervisor, the specialist of the other brand, of other branch. So pwede mo silang tanungin to help you. And always make sure na kahit gano'n pa siya kahirap ang to troubleshoot natin, you should be always optimistic na you will fix it in time. And don't forget to remember your self-worth, no? Dapat you should always build your self-worth. Hindi ibig sabihin na napagalitan ka ng doktor, ng pathologist kasi ilang weeks na down yung machine, hindi ka na magpo-perform. So positive outlook is very important because mental stress will lead to physical stress as well. So make sure you start first with positive outlook so that your physical results will be positive as well. Ayun, right attitude towards the profession. So always make sure that your goal is to grow. So sometimes it will come to a point na parang ay wala nang bago. Parang ay alam ko na lahat ng products namin. Alam ko na paano siya i-troubleshoot. Kilala ko na lahat ng mga laboratory. Alam ko na anong need nila. So parang alam mo na lahat. Pero actually day and day may bago kang kailangang matutunan and you have to accept that you have to grow. You should have goals, clear direction kung ano yung gusto mong mangyari. So gusto mo ba ma-hit yung quota mo monthly, then you have to do these things to meet your goals. Gusto mo ba na walang calls, walang troubleshooting, then kailangan mong mag-rotate, kailangan mong mag-visit ng account and from time to time titignan mo kung ano yung kanilang situation. Kasi pag hindi mo sila visit, nag-accumulate na yung problem, baka ang ending nun, pangit na yung mga result, then baka mabalikan tayo ng pathologist. So you need to have goals na dapat ganito in time. If you started as a technical sales representative, you have a goal na siguro in 3 years time you will become the sales manager. So you should have build a clear direction ngayon pa lang so that you will be guided. And the most important part of how to overcome these challenges is to unwind, to eat and travel. So actually this is the most important way of coping to these challenges. Well, I understand we have different ways of coping stressors or how to solve stresses. Pero it's very common na pag kumain ka sometimes or may problem, pag kumain ka na, dun mo palang maalala yung tamang solution. May mga ganun kasi sometimes. For example, ako, I could remember before, umabot na ng 4 p.m. wala pa akong lunch. Di ko ma-troubleshoot yung problem ng co-op. So I surrendered. Sabi ko, sige, kain muna ako. 4 p.m. na yun, wala pang lunch. And then, while I was eating, na-remember ko yun, ano talaga, nasa Chowking SPMC ako noon. When I was eating, doon ko na-remember na, I need to change the lamp. So I changed the lamp. Actually, it's an engineering thing. Kasi lamp yun eh. So nag-change kami ng lamp, yun pala yung solution. So sometimes, eating might help you, clearing your mind, unwinding will help you, or maybe traveling will help you. So it depends on you. By the way, this beautiful lady here, she's Charmaine. She's one of our colleagues, our batchmate. She's very humble, but do you know that she's the manager of TNC Everlight Philippines in Mindanao? So, very humble, but she got a very big responsibility. So salute to Miss Charmaine. By the way, this one is our company product and applications group of the entire Philippines. So ito from North Luzon, NCR, Visayas. Actually, we had here a trip to Tagaytay during our 30th anniversary. So yeah, so you have to unwind. You need to clear your mind kasi sometimes it will help you to solve things out. So going to a sales and marketing company in a corporation is actually rewarding. So kahit mahirap siya, pero there are perks. Okay? So ito siguro kung meron tayong mga students na nakikinig ngayon na they are still thinking na one day I want to go abroad or one day I want to work in this hospital or one day I want to work in this freestanding laboratory. So maybe you might consider going to sales and marketing. So ito yung mga perks of working in sales and marketing. Actually, pinaka number one talaga is actually it's a very fulfilling profession. So sometimes merong mga connotation na medyo negative pagdating sa sales and marketing. So may sabi nila, pera-pera lang, mga ganun, basta makabenta, kaya hindi naman kailangan. Uh, Parang may mga certain comments na ganun. But actually, the moment that you were able to fix the problem natulungan mo yung controls ng hospital, na-fix mo yung calibration nila, eventually may prognosis na maganda sa pasyente. Actually, that is a very fulfilling profession. Medical technology aids in the diagnosis of diseases. Pero kung wala namang mga application specialists, walang nagto-troubleshoot, walang technical sales representative, walang nag-offer ng magandang technology sa laboratory. So definitely, wala pong magandang prognosis, walang magandang services na maibigay si doctor. So it's a kind of domino effect. So inumpisahan ng sales, sinuportahan ng application, ng mga engineering, and then eventually with our competent medical technologists sa laboratory, we could help the diagnosis of diseases. Actually, this is my team. We are 5 here in Mindanao, the product and application specialist group. So it's me, their supervisor. We have here um, uh, our 4 beautiful ladies in charge to both diagnostics and medical solutions. So hopefully in the near future, baka merong mag-consider, you could work with our company and then you will get a chance to meet us. Ito, freedom for outgoers. I know most of the medical technologies medyo hindi outgoer. Pero actually, madami ding mga outgoers. So kung outgoers ka, benefit yon na makukuha mo in a sales and marketing company. Kasi meron tayong mga travel opportunities and incentives. Okay? So, pag sinabi mong travel opportunities, these are not, pag sinabi mong opportunities, halimbawa, pinadala ka sa Cebu kasi merong i-troubleshoot doon. And the trip was a 2-week troubleshooting. So, most probably, pagdating ng Saturday and Sunday, wala tayong work noon. So, usually, kino-continue siya sa Monday na. So, since nandun ka na sa Cebu, pwede kang magstay in Cebu, pwede kang mag-beach, pwede kang mag-mountain, pwede kang tumawid ng Bohol sa 2 araw. And your hotel is shouldered by the company. So, ayun, there are opportunities na pwede kang magkaroon ng travel without paying for most of the expenses. Kasi the round trip ticket ng airplane, bayad din ng company. So siguro ang idadagdag mo na lang is your allowance. So there are travel opportunities. We also have incentives. So pag sabi mong travel incentives, let us say the quota of the company is let us say 1 billion. And then at the end of the year, nagkaroon tayo ng total sales of 1.5 billion. So may travel incentives 'yon. So merong mga local travels pag na-hit mo yung baseline ng quota, for example, Boracay, may mga gano'n. Pag medyo mataas ka sa baseline ng quota, pwede ding Southeast Asian travel, pwedeng Singapore, pwedeng Thailand, Indonesia. Pag above pa sa bracket ng Southeast Asia, pwede din Asia. So it could be Japan, ang ganda, Korea. And actually, our 2019 performance, merong group sa company namin na na-qualify for a Europe trip. 'Di ba? Ang saya, Europe trip. And that Europe trip was unfortunately na-cancel dahil sa pandemic. But our very own CEO, ang bait niya, kinonvert siya to money para may magamit yung mga performers na may magamit sila during the hard lockdown. So, ayun, kung magkano yung cost ng travel, yun yung binigay na cash incentive. So, that's the beauty of working in sales and marketing. So, for example, pag travel opportunities, ito we have a travel to China. Ito local travel in Camiguin. This one, ito yung sinasabi kong travel opportunity. Miss Aya, ni-request ko siya to go here in Davao. So, ang nangyari, since tapos na ang aming call, na perform na namin yung kailangan gawin, may 1 day kami na spare. So, ang ginawa namin, nag-side trip kami sa Samal and then nag-scuba diving. So, something like that. As long as your trip was, your call was done, wala kang back job, and then you're there, so you could do side trips. So, those are travel opportunities. And the moment you manage your time, you were able to hone that technique, you will be able to hold your time. So yung nasabi ko kanina, at the very beginning, yun yung problem. You don't own your time. Kasi pag uwi mo ng bahay, dala-dala mo pa yung problema. Pero the moment na na-practice mo na yung proper time management, you'll be able to hold your time na. So what my point is, halimbawa, there are certain things kasi na if you're working as a regular medical technologist, lalo na pag AM shift ka, there are some tasks na kailangan mo gawin. Halimbawa, pumunta ng BIR, pumunta ng SSS, daytime yun. So kung sunod-sunod AM shift ka, that will be a problem. Pero working in sales and marketing, sometimes pwede mo siyang daanan. So for example, pupunta ka ng SPNC. So, as going to the SPMC, pwede mong agahan. So, daan ka na SSS. So, pwedeng ganun. So, you hold your time. So, that's another perk of working in sales and marketing. And another beauty of working in sales and marketing is we have competitive compensation compared to a private institution, ha. So, ayun, disclaimer lang. Pag sinabing competitive compensation versus private, opo. Kasi syempre, pag government, sometimes mas mataas yun, lalo na pag mataas na yung position mo. Opo. Or going abroad, mas maganda ang compensation going abroad. Pero you have to consider also, if you are still um, deciding or you are thinking to go abroad after you pass the board exam, after you got your HAAD, after you pass your AMT or CLSI, um, and other certifications abroad na kailangan i-take ng isang Philippine board passer ng medical technology. So, sometimes you have to consider also na if you go abroad, malaki ang sahod, pero mataas din yung cost of living. So, if dito sa Philippines, nasanay ka na every weekend, you go to a neighboring tourist destination. So, siguro, pagdating mo sa abroad, baka madala mo yung gano'n na, rewards sa self mo, baka yung malaking compensation mo abroad na ano lang, na pantayan lang siya ng cost of living. So you have to really consider. So I'm not saying na don't go abroad, ha? I'm not saying. But it depends on your financial um, it depends on your financial analysis kung ito saan papunta tong ganitong portion. So I know you know what I mean. So pero working in a sales and marketing company here in the Philippines, competitive siya. Kasi kung kaya naman na dito ka lang sa Philippines, why not consider going to sales and marketing? So actually ito this is not to boast, but this is just to encourage everyone na if you're working in sales and marketing, you have a chance to go abroad or to travel on your own money. So iba pa rin kasi yung aside from merong travel incentives ang kumpanya, given kasi yon pag nag-perform ka. Pero iba pa rin yung nag-backpacking ka or you bring your family abroad out of your own money, out of the money that you get from your hard work sa company. So iba very fulfilling. Though we have again different ways to reward ourselves. No. Pero for me, yung pinaka-reward ko talaga if traveling abroad. So siguro in a year I could travel 2 countries. So pwede mo siyang pag-ipunan. And one of the gifts na nabigay ko sa mom ko when she turned 55, we went to Singapore. So all of her expenses, ako yung nag-shoulder. So ganun. So you could reward not only yourself but also your family. So yun lang, you have to be responsible to your finances to make it possible. So with working with sales and marketing, you have financial freedom. All right? Yan. Kasi meron tayong mga cash incentives, meron tayong mga bonuses, lalo na pag malaki yung kita ng company. So actually our company, I'm not expecting last year na magkakaroon kami ng cash incentives or mga bonuses kasi yun nga, we have may pandemic pa sa Philippines, even sa world. But our dear CEO, napakabait niya, meron pa rin siyang binigay. So we are not expecting, but we're so grateful for that. Another benefit or perks of working in sales and marketing is the car plan. If you want to work here in the Philippines na medyo comfortable, tapos gusto mo naman siyang pagtrabahuan, then go to sales and marketing kasi meron tayong mga car plan incentives. So ano yung mga car plan incentives? So of course, meron tayong mga quota kung nasa sales ka. Okay? So for example, your quota is 15 million a year. So kung na-hit mo yung 15 million na yun, wala pang year, so napakalaking chance yun na magkaka-car plan ka. Or you are able to meet the demands of the company. Kung hindi man monetary, the demands of the responsibilities na binigay sa'yo, you perform it well. So pwede kang bigyan nila ng car plan incentive. So bakit car plan incentive? Incentive in the sense na the company will shoulder 40 to 60% of the total cost of the car. So for example, the car is let's say 1 million. So yung pinili mo is an SUV, ay or crossover. So halimbawa 1 million 'yun. So sinong company ang mag-shoulder ng 40 or 60% depending on your performance? So wala. There are companies na nag-i-issue sila agad ng car, but those are car issues. Ibig sabihin, the moment you move outside to that company, you have to surrender the car. So dito, it's a car plan. So you have to work for it. You continue the 5-year contract, and then you will get the car in a very cheap price. Kasi the gas, the maintenance, may portion doon na si company yung magbabayad. So those are things that you could na you have to really work for your job, sales, sa applications, and then eventually kung na-promote ka, if you're coming from the sales, na-promote ka to a sales manager, or if you're a specialist, na-promote ka into a supervisor, and then kung nakita ng company yung potential mo, ginawa kang regional manager. So that's a very good opportunity. And speaking of opportunity, guys, sales and marketing opportunities is very limited. Ang opportunities natin dito napaka-rare. So unlike the hiring sa mga big hospitals or big laboratories. Sometimes they will hire for 10, 5 medical technologies. Pero for sales and marketing, siguro ang madami na yung dalawa. So the problem here is you have to really prove yourself that you're qualified for the job. So hindi ibig sabihin na na-hire ka na, you're already the probationary ka na, maglalaks ka na lang kasi you will think na eventually magiging regular. So hindi. So meron po tayong tinatawag na mali-lay off ka. So pwede kang, pag hindi ka nag-perform, obviously, the company will not hold you kasi they will be looking for somebody who is competent for that position. So you really have to make sure na if you are, ngayon pa lang, you are planning to work in sales and marketing, pag merong opportunity, I suggest you grab it. Kasi as I said, the opportunities in sales and marketing are very limited. So you work for it, then eventually the company will work for you as well. So I hope that I was able to share to you the beauty of working in sales and marketing. So hindi lang po sa laboratory ang trabaho ng medical technologists, hindi lang sa hospital, no? Hindi lang sa freestanding. Uh, and pwede din tayo sa sales and marketing. And this in this profession is very rewarding also. So my advice to the aspirants, kung student pa kayo, don't rush. So learn the very basics. So yung turo ng mga professors natin, ng dean. So make sure na you learn it properly. Learn the fundamentals of medical technology or the medical laboratory science by heart. So intindihin by heart kasi hindi lang basta na-memorize mo siya kasi pagdating sa actual work, dun makikita kung memorize mo lang siya or hindi. So learning the fundamentals of our profession by heart will help you. And if you want to go to sales and marketing, make sure you love our profession. Now you are working in a sales and marketing company. So for example, in a dealer or in a distributor, so you have to know the beauty of that profession. Hindi na pumasok ka tapos nakita mo, ay, ang hirap palang mahit ng quota, balik ka sa pagkaka-medtech. Sayang yung chance. So you have to really work for it. And then ito, you have a clear mindset. You should have a goal na ito in 3 years time as a sales agent, kailangan mo maging sales manager. Maganda 'yun. Or if gusto mong kung the opportunity kasi depende naman kasi sa companies. There are sales managers na for years nandun na. So pwede kang application specialist or technical specialist for years. But make sure that your goal is you have to meet your targets. So if you have a monthly target, you have a quarterly target, annually and semi-annually, you have to meet them. Kasi the company will reward you naman. Kahit hindi ibig sabihin na you are in the baseline position, hindi na rewarding. Okay? So as long as you work for it, then the company will reward you. So work for your goals. So make sure na positive outlook, you work for it. Don't let don't let negative comments ruin your goals. So make sure you work for it so that you will get it. And of course, don't forget to unwind. So clear your mind, you eat, and then eventually, pag nalabas mo na yung stressors mo, balik ka na sa track. Balik ka na sa track kung saan you will reach your goals. All right. So as I said, the chances of going to sales and marketing is very limited. So once you're there, make sure you work for it, and then the company will reward you. Okay. So thank you so much for your listening. Thank you for your time. I hope to see you soon kahit saang companies. So be it Sapphire Distributors Incorporated, sa BD, sa Sysmex, sa Biosite. I hope to see you in the business. Thank you so much for your time and God bless.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wilfredo Gimbat. Do you know, Wiggs, we have a lot of questions from the audience. We have Facebook questions and we have YouTube questions. But I guess,
Oh,
yes, pero ibibitin muna natin sila, Wiggs. Because we will have a
okay.
short break from here. Take it away, Ma'am Mirna.
Well, the new learning setup actually both challenging and convenient, especially for working student like me.
As an accountancy student, engaging this new normal setup is quite challenging for us students as well as the teachers to trust.
But with the help of the JMC instructors, it lessens the burden and help us to learn in a convenient learning environment.
Our college teachers and staff is very considerate when it comes to the problems that we are currently dealing with. They help us to understand and completely adjust with this new setup.
I decided to choose Samara College because it offers high quality education, which I believe would help me achieve my dreams and goals in life.
In terms of financial, there is no problems at all because JMC offers a scholarship which is the gift of education, which is it helps me a lot in order to afford my tuition.
The Jose Maria College actually provides a culture of excellence. It actually gives an opportunity to everyone to live, to learn, and to become a better individual. I would justify that because I myself experienced how the Jose Maria College did very good for me.
I was inspired by the principles of Pastor Apollos Hikiboloy in molding students to acquire quality education and excellent performance in our institution.
Thank God for showing me the path to enter JMC school, and of course to our founding president, Pastor Apollos Hikiboloy, for helping us to pursue our dreams. That's why I was really inspired by the theme Your Future, Our Vision.
Or
To attenuate the spread of COVID 19, most governments around the world have mandated quarantine. Our educational institutions are never the same. This is the new normal, and Jose Maria College believes that learning never stops. With the advent of technology, we are now opening a more innovative virtual learning experience. In response to this crisis, Jose Maria College brings you the two instructional delivery options.
via email, chat, or video call on a scheduled time. They may attend online classes when their internet connection is stable enough for them to do so. Education goes on for the Jose Maria College. Your future, our mission. Enroll now. For more details, visit us at www.jmc.edu.ph.
Don't let COVID 19 stop you from achieving your dreams. What are you waiting for? Enroll now. For more details, visit www.jmc.edu.ph.
all right, Mr. Ricky. So now we
Hi.
will be entertaining questions from one of our students and from our subscribers in YouTube. So I guess they were very hyped, Wigs, when you said that you had incentive, travel incentive in Europe and car incentive. Anyway, okay, so let's start. We have a question from YouTube. She is Shine C. Alright. Hi, sir. Saan po ba na field ang mas magandang career path for a medtech grad? Sales or hospital? What's
Yeah.
your opinion?
Well, that is a very good question, no? But the answer to that will be dependent to them. Kasi halimbawa, if they really want to serve the medical community directly, then
Yeah.
they should go to hospital. But don't worry, when you're in sales or you're in sales and marketing, it doesn't mean you are not helping the medical community. You're still helping the medical community. The way you your simple efforts of troubleshooting problems, the QC, the results, spike results, the queries ng mga pathologists, that will also contribute to to our profession. So if you want to have parang may mga perks, that could be in sales and marketing. Pero yun nga, it depends on you. So hopefully during our webinar or our presentation, you are able to realize the beauty of working in sales and marketing.
Yes, I agree with Sir Wiggy, no? So they may not be directly involved with patient care, but they are
Yeah,
endorsing our medical technologists in the field on what to use, what machines to use, and etc. Okay,
correct,
so
correct.
yeah. Next Wigs is from Mr. Charles Dave from Facebook. He is asking you, good evening po, sir. What is your advice to students who want to become like you? How do you encourage them to strive more to become a successful medical technologist like you po? Of course, because you are already the supervisor
Yeah.
in Min.
My advice to them may be just learn the fundamentals. Once you learn the fundamentals, you're already equipped to it. Then si company yung bahala sa'yo. Then doon na papasok yung dedication and your resilience. So you should be resilient sa challenges. Always make sure that you consider challenges as a growth factor. Kasi kung halimbawa nabigyan ka ng challenge, then hindi mo pinerform ng maayos, the company is not blind. They could see every details, and if you work for it, you perform well, then you will be rewarded.
Exactly. Ayan, Mr. Charles, I hope Mr. Wilfredo answered your question. And then last week, this is from also
Mm,
YouTube, one of our subscriber. They're asking if, with the risk or posed by the current pandemic to medical professionals, do you think sales is the best option for a medical technologist career path?
mm. Actually, for our company, I don't know to other companies ha, pero for our company, it's a very good, um, parang naging magandang ano ba, situation na I work in Sapphire and then nagka-pandemic. Kasi if you're working in the laboratory, you have no choice. You have to report to duty. So you have to travel. You have to go to halimbawa if you're working in a hospital na nandun yung COVID facility, so you might be at risk. Pero sa amin, we are working from home. So actually, nag 1 year na ata na work from home kami. So honestly, there is a certain point na we are na-hit yung company ng pandemic. So there are certain challenges, but eventually na naka-recover. So there comes a time na we are given these personal protective equipments. So the company will shoulder those PPEs for you to be protected. And then kung kailan nahirap na talagang i-troubleshoot, yung kailangan mo talagang puntahan na. So that's the time na nagfi-field. But if kaya lang phone call, kung kaya through text, through phone support, pwede mo siyang gawin at home. So that's the beauty of working in our company in sales and marketing.
Yes, exactly. Ayan, Sir Wiggy, you are specifically mentioned by Ma'am Sheila Day
Hi,
Lemendo.
Ma'am Sheila. Good evening. I
Kasi,
miss you, ma'am. Long time no
ayan,
visit sa SPMC. I'm sorry.
Sir
I hope you
Wiggy, there's,
understand. It's pandemic pa.
oh, ayan, yeah, exactly. Thanks, Wig, for sharing your expertise. One final question, Wigs, in connection to the pandemic. I'm
Mm,
sure hospitals are also experiencing troubleshooting and technical problems in their machines. So, how do
mm.
you, in your company, how do you address those issues right now?
Mhm, mhm, mhm. So actually everything are done remotely as much as possible. So we appreciate if the laboratory has their internet connection. So they send us their QC charts, they send us their maintenance reports, And then we analyze their controls, and then we check, oh, okay, pangit pala yung calibration. So we guide them, we call them. So actually, the company provide us with unlimited phone calls. So walang reason na hindi mo sila matawagan. So yun, phone calls. And then you guide them how to troubleshoot it. And then pag di na talaga kaya, if
Yeah.
ever na the training is intensive na talaga, hindi siya pwedeng i-phone call. So, yun na, doon na tayo papasok, doon na tayo mag-field work. So, if I could remember, my last field work is in Brokenshire. So, nag-calibrate tayo. So, tinignan natin, mayroon palang problem with the motors. So, we could not proceed with the calibration kasi we need, the engineers first should have to check the motors. Kasi kung may problem sa motors, then you will spend the calibrator. The calibrator is very expensive. So we will wait first na maayos yung motors, then we calibrate, and then we're good to go.
All right. So, ayan. So, you still did a field work pala, no, during this pandemic.
Combination of home work from
From
home, sorry.
home.
Work from
Okay.
home and then combination field work.
All right. Okay, wait. So, I do not have further more questions. Personally, I would like to thank you for giving us your time and your
Yeah.
expertise and for responding to our message just quickly. So, now let me call in the Dean of the College of Medical Technology for her closing remarks. Ma'am Bea?
Good afternoon, good evening na nga pala, no? So, good evening to all, and thank you for that very wonderful time to, as you have shared with us, Mr. Wiggy. Sorry for calling that medyo ano siya, ano yan, casual,
Informal.
but informal, but we are very blessed, no, that you allowed us na you will share through the EduTrends, through the JMC EduTrends, this opportunity. And I think we are very glad that there are also, ang dami palang mga very
Opportunities.
Interested?
opportunities, madami din interested, no? Madami din interested. Siguro tama ka na ano sila, naengganyo sila doon sa European tour and the car incentive.
We're
Baka yun yung
actually
naging ano
hiring,
nila.
so baka interested sila.
Yeah, actually, I think
We'll keep them
we can
posted.
share that one. Yeah, pwede naman, we can use this platform for that. So, ayun na, for our fellow medical technologies ngayon, no, na looking for work, hiring daw sila. So, you can approach Mr. Gimbas if for that opportunity. So, once again, thank you very much, Mr. Wiggy, for sharing your time with us. And I would also like to thank JMC EduTrends, no, the communications office, for continuously supporting us with this endeavor, for especially from Ma'am Mirna, and of course to our founding president, no, Pastor Apollo Siki Boloy, for giving us this opportunity to share. Not only, I think it's not only for our fellow medical technologies, but for everyone who wants to, who are curious, no, about what we do, especially now na naka-highlight yung mga allied health professionals. And of course, I would like to thank Ma'am Chelsea Delmar for continuously being the host of our every Edu Trends na event. So once again, thank you very much. And I'm sure this is not the last. We still have more. Um, Feeling ko nga mauubos natin ang batch nila Sir Wiggy. No, mauubos natin yung batch nila si Sir Wiggy with possible topics, no, in this endeavor. So once again, thank you very much, and good night na nga tayo.
Thank you, Sir Rigi. So essentially, our medical technologist in the field does not only perform their jobs to generate sales, but also to help assess our fellow practicing medical technologists in the hospital to choose what machines are important in their workload. That is why you need to have enough competencies and expertise in the field because these medical technologists are the ones who are our partners in delivering quality healthcare system. You may be in a non-hospital area, yet your goals are still for the healthcare system. Thank you very much, Mr. Wilfredo Gimbas Jr., the Regional Supervisor in Mindanao area of Zafire Distributions. We hope to see you again soon. That is it, netizens. I hope you enjoyed our episode for tonight. See you on another episode of EduTrends, and have a good night.
That ends another substantive discussion on JMC EduTrends, produced by the Jose Maria College Communication Affairs Office. On behalf of our founding president, Pastor Apollo C. Kibuloy, thank you for being with us. Join us again next time for another interesting, inspiring, and transcending discussion on JMC EduTrends. Bye everyone, and keep safe.